part number 3 of what makes a disciple, and we've already learned that a disciple must be in community with other believers and other disciples. They must be someone who worships God. That means they bring their worth onto God as an offering unto God. Today I want to look at what I would call the final basic part of being a disciple. The next 6 after this are all into the nitty-gritty of what really makes up the substance of a disciple, but this is kind of the outer shell. And the last part of this first section of being a disciple is what I call being a storyteller. Throughout the Bible, you see that Jesus, when he met people, their initial reaction wasn't just to have Jesus all to themselves. It was to go and tell their friends and family about Jesus. So the very first occasion we have that is a guy called Philip meets Jesus for the first time. He suddenly realizes who Jesus is. His life is changed, and his first reaction isn't to join a church. It isn't to go to college or go to seminary. It's to go and find his friend Nathaniel and bring his friend Nathaniel to Jesus. That's what he did. He says, come and see this Jesus. And he brought him to Jesus, and immediately when Nathaniel found Jesus, or when Nathaniel saw Jesus, Nathaniel's life was changed. We also see the occasion there was a woman at a well who had committed many sins. Jesus talks to her. Jesus reveals to her who he is and what she's done in her life. Her immediate reaction was to go into the village and tell everybody, come and see the man who told me everything that I had ever done in my life. And we see this pattern throughout the Bible, that people, when they meet Jesus, then they go and tell their friends and family, and they bring them to Jesus. They don't wait for Jesus to go to them. They bring them to Jesus. And so what we find is that a disciple is someone who has a passion to bring others to Jesus. It doesn't mean that we need to know everything about everything. It doesn't mean we have to explain all the things of the Bible. It just means that we have to go to get people and bring them to Jesus. Jesus said to the disciples before he ascended into heaven, he says, you shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And what that means, that word witness, it doesn't mean that you shall be my lawyer or judge, and you should go and convince others that God is real. It just basically means you shall be my witness. You shall be someone who tells your version of events to others about me. You should be a character witness for Jesus so that people can see who Jesus is. And so my question to you would be, do you have a passion to tell others about Jesus? Do you see others who haven't met Jesus and you want to bring them to Jesus? That is what a disciple does. Now, it's easier said than done, but is that passion within you? Let me ask you a question. Are you finding ways so that others can come to Jesus? Are you finding ways that you can tell people your story? Are you a storyteller? I believe it's an important part of being a disciple. It's probably one of the hardest parts of being a disciple. But to be a disciple means that you are a storyteller. And that means that you tell others about what Jesus has done in your life.